Madam Chair, I yield back.
Thank you very much. Mr. Olson.
I thank the chair and welcome to all our witnesses. As a guy who grew up about a mile and a half from the Johnson Space Center, Apollo 11 have a very special place in my heart. We all know it started at Rice University, my alma mater, September 12th of 1962. President John F. Kennedy, first of all, he popped Rice. He asked, I quote, "But why some say the moon? Why choose this as our goal?" And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? End quote. That last question has never been answered since 1962. But he also said, we choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the things not because they're easy, but because they're hard. You mentioned Apollo 11's descent. They were less than 10 seconds away of running out of fuel and having to abort that mission. Apollo 12 was hit by lightning on ascent. We all know about Apollo 13. And Apollo has been such an impressive, such an inspiration, not just for Americans, but the entire world. My question is about how can we learn? First of all, the question is, people, we've talked about STEM, that's cool. That's very valid. I mean, people got excited. I saw that firsthand living there. We had engineers just pouring in from all across the world to get involved in going to the moon and beyond. But what impacts did Apollo 11 have on what spinoffs? One spinoff, Mr. Fleshman, came from Apollo 10 that's helped the world right now that we should celebrate. And not Tanger Velcro.
I think what we've tried to say here today is that space is integrated into the way we live. Dr. Miller said, imagine a day without space. Well, you couldn't run a farm, you couldn't run your email, you couldn't get a weather forecast. You know, Walmart tracks its trucks using satellites every minute of every day. And so I think what the race to the moon did was accelerate a digital economy that is the U.S. economy today. And so the question is, but no one said in 1965, if we go to the moon, all this other stuff will happen on Earth. And so I think in some ways one of the most valuable lessons is that a stretch goal of this sort, which seems almost impossible, creates in its wake not just the achievement of that goal, but all kinds of other accomplishments, and as Dr. Jacob has said, incredible breakthroughs in just understanding how the world works, which are invaluable.
And also how the human body works. Dr. Miller, want to add anything about the benefits of landing on the moon, of the Apollo missions?
You know, when Mr. Fishman was just talking there, it reminded me of some car ad where they said it's not the destination, it's the ride, it's the trip. And did I get that right? And yeah, you don't know what's going to come out. But I said in my comments that really the amount of innovation you're going to see is proportional to the length of that stride you're going to make. So if we just do little things, we'll have some modest innovation. I think we got to take big steps, big strides like we did in the 60s.
Let me add one point.
Sure.
You know, the ability to launch inexpensively right to low Earth orbit. Right now, every square foot of land mass on the Earth is photographed every single day by a private company, by planet.org. They're using small satellites, and they literally photograph the Taj Mahal and the capital of the United States and Cape Kennedy, every single piece of
Johnson
land.
Space Center?
Johnson Space Center, any place you want to name, every single square foot of landmass on Earth is photographed every day. That's how we know what the North Koreans are up to, not because of the NSA or the CIA, but because we photograph the ports and the nuclear sites and the rail yards and the truck parking lots. We photographed them yesterday, we photograph them today, we photograph them tomorrow. That innovation is possible because launch costs have come down. And so as the space economy gets going, you're going to see this incredible blossoming of innovation, because people will start saying, what if we do this? What will be the wonderful consequences? And so I think enabling that kind of innovation is really important.
And I'm out of time. I'll submit questions for the record about AI and its role in going to Mars and beyond. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll close by saying, as I said when I was a 7-year-old boy, fly me to the moon. I yield back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Perlmutter.
Gentlemen, thank you for your testimony today. And as you can see, we're all loving